It's time now for the West Holmes Knights Football Weekly Preview Show, brought to you by Village Motors in Millersburg.
This week's Knights Football Weekly Football Show is being brought to you by Village Motors in Millersburg. I'm Matt Coyle alongside Mike Kinsey, and West Holmes following 19-13 on the road to Lexington last week. A game was tied at 13 in the fourth quarter. Lexington was going to get the late touchdown, Mike, to get that win, but really I ran it out defensive affair in that game a week ago.
Yeah, it surely was. Both teams were playing good defense, and both teams had some turnovers that, were costly at the end of the game. But hey, as you and I were talking, we're real close. We're real close, Matt. I think, these boys are trying the hardest, and good things are yet to happen for us this year.
Yeah, the effort certainly is right there. Obviously, you put yourself in position to win every game, and that's all you can ask for, right? Give yourself a chance to win. They're certainly doing that every single week.
They sure are. That game, I thought for sure we were going to go down and score and had an unfortunate turnover, but those things do happen. But, they just got to get back out there, and they got to keep competing, and good things are going to happen, and we've got a long season left yet.
That's the thing here. So a few more weeks of the season to go here, but everything really in front of them as far as the OCC is concerned.
Yeah, absolutely. They control their own destiny. If they would win out, at worst they would tie, maybe even win it outright. I guess probably tie would be the best scenario. But also with high school football, you have that second season. And the second season is coming up here, and these boys are gelling, and, maybe we can make a long playoff run and make it worth the season this year.
All right, we'll see what happens with more. Let's go out to Jake Side alongside head coach Keaton Leplaw.
Thanks, Matt. Here with West Holmes head coach Keaton Leplaw. Coach, not really the way you wanted the game to finish out on Friday night against Lexington, but a lot of very positive things out of your team.
Yeah, absolutely. Defensively, there's positives all across the board. You're going to talk to a guy, Blake Weiss, who played, unbelievable. We knew going into the game if we were going to bring a lot of pressure, we were going to put a lot of, we're going to put a lot of stress on our defensive backfield, and those guys stepped up big time, and showed that, we can bring pressure and we can rely on those guys on the back end. So, our defense played unbelievable all game, fighting, they just continually do what they've done for the last, 4 weeks. Is fight, bring pressure, get pressure on the quarterback, stop the run. So a lot of positives from our defense. The next step is kind of stepping up when our back's against the wall and getting those big stops when it counts. And offensively, there's some glimpses, of what we're capable of doing, what we're able to do. But just at the end of the day, it's a lack of execution.
Coach, speaking of Blake Weiss, he did a fantastic job covering Fogel, who is going to play Division I football. Can you just tell us a little bit about what you saw from him?
Yeah, it's just fight. It's a kid who's undersized. Him and Chance. Those are guys that are undersized. Those guys are under 6 foot, and they're guarding a 6'6", 230-pound wide receiver. Lexington's got height across the board. For those guys to step up and kind of take it personal and play with a chip on their shoulder and really limit him to one of his lesser games, you can't speak enough. That's just pride. That's just effort. That's just toughness out there, fighting and scrapping, for every inch. So, for those guys that do it, it's very easy to get intimidated seeing him walk out there. Plus, everybody throws out the Georgia offer. So, for what those kids were able to do on the back end, you can't speak enough, to how much, that blue collar mentality of I don't care who you are, I'm going to fight and I'm going to make sure you don't get the ball. So again, it was a great effort by those guys on the back end. We just like to see that across the board a little bit more.
Coach, you've got the Ashland Arrows coming into Knight Stadium Friday, and this is a team that since Valentine is back in another stint, now his second year of this stint, he's really put that culture back in a place he built for decades. What are you expecting to see out of the Arrows, and what do you guys need to do to execute to defeat them?
I played against Coach Valentine. I've coached against Coach Valentine. So he's got them back where they've been under him. They're going to be 5 wide, throw the ball all over the place. They do a really nice job. Scheming some, passing concepts, and then you get a 6'6", 230 quarterback back there. You got quarterback run, which is right up his alley. So, obviously what we got to do is what I've said all year. We got to win the line of scrimmage. we got to be able to get pressure on this guy. Our defensive backfield's shown they can play under stress. So, get pressure in this kid's face. Obviously, we need to eliminate the run to force him to throw the ball all the time. And then, allow us to do some multiple things with our defense, give different looks, so they don't get the same look every time and able to scheme up what they're able to get. Offensively, it's a matter of, their defense is one of the most, I don't want to say complex, but they've shown a bunch of different looks, and, they execute all their different looks. So, offensively, we just need to be able to identify what we're getting up front, what's our box look like, and then, for our quarterback, what coverage are we getting, as well as our receivers, what coverage are we getting? Do we break it off? Do we continue running it? Do we push vertical? But, defense, I want to kind of see the same things. I'd like to see us get the ball out more, get more turnovers. Offensively, I just want to see 4 quarters of great execution. I've told this team this is a group of individuals, and, the only people that are going to stop them are themselves, or ourselves. And that's what it comes down to. Offensively, we've shown, flashes of 3 quarters of great football and what our offense is able to do, but I think for our whole team, it's about putting together a 4-quarter game, special teams, offense, and defense. We haven't done that yet, and I tell them, there's a sense of urgency. There's not 5, 6 weeks left. We got 3 weeks guaranteed, and then the chips may fall where they fall. So we really got to get to a point where we put 4 quarters together of mistake-free, good execution football in order to win this game.
Coach, and Friday night's going to be a special night as well. It's going to be military night. Veterans will be getting in for free. What does it mean to you and your team to be able to honor those who have served and dedicated their lives to make it so we can be out here on a Friday night playing a game?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what we're doing for the veterans is, minimal compared to, what they've sacrificed for us. Our kids are really excited. It's a blue-collar community. It's a conservative place where, the military and freedom and the American flag mean a ton to this place, and the same thing for our kids. So there's going to be some special things going on, but at the end of the day, we just want to be able to thank and honor those guys who have those men and women who have given up so much for our country. So for us to be able to do something small like this, to honor them is nice, but in the grand scheme of things, it's still not enough. To show our appreciation and do things for our military veterans who have sacrificed.
Okay, well, Coach, thanks for your time and good luck on Friday against Ashland.
Absolutely, thank you.
Jake Sonnell here with West Holmes football players Blake Weiss and Zach Shepler. Guys, you had a big game defensively, both of you, against Lexington. Can you just tell us a little bit about your performances and where you thought you excelled?
Yeah, I mean, we all kind of had our errors throughout the game. But I felt like when it came down to it, if you look at the game as an overall, we all played pretty good on defense.
Yeah, I think everybody on defense just knew that you had to do your job, and our secondary did our job, and I think our D-line did pretty good too, keeping that quarterback in the pocket, and that really helped us out in the secondary and stuff, and our linebackers were making tackles all night.
Blake, you kind of got the tall task of guarding Fogel throughout the night, and you had some great pass defenses. What can you tell us about some of those plays going up against a future Division I wide receiver?
I mean, you just can't be scared against him. You got to play him like any other receiver. I mean, he's taller and he's stronger than you, but you just got to play the ball while it's in the air and trust your other teammates that they'll shut other people down, and you just got to do your job, and that's all you got to do.
Zach, you had a few tackles as well. You're getting close to 40 tackles on the season. What's kind of been your motivation this year?
Pretty much, being outside backer, you just cannot let anyone outside you because you really don't have any help once you get to there. So as soon as someone comes to you, you got to either make a play or turn them inside to the D-line.
You guys have the Ashland Arrows coming up on Friday, another big conference battle. What are you guys doing to get ready for Ashland?
Yeah, yesterday was a really good day of practice. Everyone's motive is pretty good, even though we didn't get a win last week, but everyone's ready to go and just keep practicing hard and see how we end up.
Yeah, I think we got to keep up the intensity at practice. It was a little off last week, but yesterday was a really good day. We all came out, everybody's getting hyped up and doing a lot better, and I think he's got a good arm, so we got to stop that pass and keep him in the pocket just like last week.
And one more question for you guys. It's going to be Military Appreciation Night on Friday. What's it mean to you to be able to go out and kind of honor those veterans and those active duty military members that have given so much so you guys can go out on Friday night and play football?
Oh yeah, it's definitely an honor. It's not nothing we've ever done in the past, and kickoff's going to be a little later this week because we're going to have some extra stuff going on. So I think we all just need to stay focused on the game too, and I think it's going to be a pretty cool experience.
I agree with that.
Okay. Well, thanks for your time, guys, and good luck against Ashland on Friday.
Thank you.
We'll send it back to Matt Croy.
All right, Jake, thank you. Alongside Mike Kinsey once again here at Village Motors. And Mike, continue on here in October, and supplier pricing still available here at Village Motors.
Yes, like I said before, we've got a lot of inventory here. The suppliers have good rebates and good financing on the vehicle. So come on down. If we wouldn't have it, this time in the market, we can look for stuff for you also. So now is a good time. Come on down and see us.
Stop by and see them on Worcester Road in Millersburg on the web, villagemotorsinc.com. West Holmes comes in now 4-3 on the season. They're 3-1 in the Ohio Cardinal Conference. And back at home, West Holmes will be at home for the remainder of the regular season, as a matter of fact. They'll be playing host, of course, to the Ashland Arrows, unbeaten at 7-0 on the year. They're 3-0 in the OCC, coming off their win last week over Mansfield Senior. Last year, of course, West Holmes over at Ashland defeated them 20-6. Their game, West Holmes held Ashland just 36 yards rushing in the game. West Holmes, by comparison, ran it for just under 300 yards in that victory a season ago. West Holmes has now won 4 straight over Ashland. The last win for the Arrows over the Knights was back in 2019, and a key OCC matchup here on Friday, Mike.
Oh, absolutely. That's really fun when you go into games like this, and we don't have to play our best game ever to win this game either. If we play our football and we are at home, we got things in our advantage. I think we have a very good chance to come out victorious on this game and tighten up the OCC conference.
Should be a big one right there. It is Military Appreciation Night. Of course, all military veterans get in for free here. It's kind of something I think a lot of people are looking forward to, and another reason to come out and be a part of the action.
Absolutely. We need to get as many people as we can there. That's the 12th man, on the team, and we do a good job. We have great supporters here at West Holmes, so everybody come on out and let's support the veterans and let's support our team.
Come on out here and support everybody on Friday in Knight Stadium. A reminder, we'll have that video live streamed on the WKLM YouTube page as well, courtesy of our partnership with Claxon Communications. We're also on FM 95.3 and WKLM-FM.com. Our hometown football Friday night pregame show begins at 6 p.m. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock. For Mike Kinsey, I am Matt Roy. Special thanks to Jake Seidel as well as Keaton Leplaw. And that's been this week's Knights Football Weekly Preview Show, brought to you by Village Motors in Millersburg.
You've been watching the West Holmes Knights Football Weekly Preview Show, brought to you by Village Motors in Millersburg.